everyone, welcome back. Now, during the first half of the program, we brought you some students who've come down from Canada and they're trying to do something great here in Sri Lanka. And of course, we hope that inspired you this morning, because it really is about getting up and doing something in the world today. But on other news, let's look at some things, interesting things that have been happening in other parts of the world as well. Now, we try to bring you some interesting news stories on Good Morning Sri Lanka, and we'll do the same this Monday morning as well. So the first news story is about a baby gorilla in the San Diego Zoo who has gone out for an outing with his mom. Let's go see. A baby gorilla who came down with pneumonia after being born in a rare cesarean section at the San Diego Zoo has improved enough to be released from the hospital and taken on a brief outing with his mother. The baby gorilla, a girl, was delivered by C-section on March 13th after its 18-year-old mother, Imani, went into labor at the zoo but was unable to complete the delivery, according to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. She was treated for pneumonia with antibiotics and other medication, and also suffered a collapsed lung, which doctors were able to repair last month.
The rest of the group members were definitely ready to be out foraging on exhibit. Mom has been nursing the baby a lot, which is normal, so that's typical behavior. Baby nurses around every 2 hours, so we've seen a lot of that already today. She holds her close and finds kind of a quiet space to nurse the kid.
Imani is instinctively protective of the baby girl, cradling her as she forages for foods and eating greens. She also takes a little time every couple hours to nurse the baby as well. She kept the baby close to her chest, just like she should, and the group came out. The kids were definitely the most interested. Mom has been nursing the baby a lot, which is normal, so that's typical behavior. Baby nurses around every 2 hours, so you've seen a lot of that already today. She holds her close and finds kind of quiet space to nurse the kid, says Pavlovsky.
Positive, hopefully, from here on out.
The as-yet unnamed baby girl will have some friends when she is ready to play, including a 5-year-old gorilla named Frank and a 2-year-old named Monroe. There we go, a new baby girl, a gorilla, born in the San Diego Zoo, and it's very important because gorillas are, of course, an endangered species here in the world today. So it's always good news when we hear that humans have been able to save and maybe increase the population of these species here, and that's great news for anyone around the world. But on another note, now technology has improved very fast, and camera phones have become the norm these days, and especially these things called selfies. Now, I don't know what a selfie is. I never take selfies myself. No, I'm just kidding. We all do. Selfies has become the norm from the Oscars downwards, but right now we're going to look at some military troops who have taken the selfie to the next level. Troops from around the world have chronicled a military exercise in Norway through dozens of photographs, which they took of themselves, known as selfies. 16,000 troops from different NATO member or partner countries took part in the exercise in northern Norway. During the Norwegian-led Cold Response Drill, which started on March 10th, the soldiers practiced fight and survival in an Antarctic environment. All the soldiers were asked to take a selfie of themselves, inspired by the success of a record-breaking photo taken at the Academy Awards ceremony by host Ellen DeGeneres, which became the most shared message on Twitter ever. Now the Norwegian Armed Forces collection of photographs is becoming a viral hit on Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook. In addition to Norway, 15 nations took part in the exercise. Belgium, Canada, Denmark, Estonia, Germany, France, Ireland, Lithuania, the Netherlands, Poland, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, the United Kingdom and the USA. There we go, the selfie being used for a really great cause. And who knew that it can be used for these things? I'm a definite supporter of selfies now. I'm just going to go out there and take a selfie right now after the show. But on another note, now, babies born anywhere in the world is always interesting. And I love babies. Everyone loves babies. And they're the cutest things in the world. But we have today a story about a very chubby baby that was born in one part of the world. Let's go check it out. A pudgy Colombian 8-month-old who weighs more than 20 kilos, that's 44 pounds, the equivalent of a child aged 5 or 6 years old, was taken to Bogota this week to seek medical treatment. Santiago Mendoza is being helped by the Gorditos de Corazon, or Chubby Hearts Foundation, and will be provided with treatment for a variety of ailments stemming from his extreme weight. Chubby Hearts director Salvador Palacio said Santiago's problem was caused by giving him too much food and constant milk bottles. Folds of fat have been hindering his ability to roll over, crawl, or conquer other important physical skills. This led Santiago's mother, 39-year-old Eunice Fandino, to seek help. Santiago's obesity could also cause a heart attack, or he could develop diabetes. Doctors aim to put Santiago on a strict vegetable and fruit juice diet, weaning him off formula. They expect to lower the baby's weight to 8 kilos, or 17 pounds, in 6 months to a year. Santiago is the 5th child of Fandino from the town of Codazzi in the province of Caesar, located some 550 kilometers to the north of Bogota. According to Fandino, none of her other children suffer from obesity. Santiago's doctors have also warned overweight infants and those with excessive body fat may be at greater risk for delayed motor development. According to the Journal of Pediatrics, 3-month-olds balance their head, sit with support, and roll over, and 6-month-olds sit alone and show signs of crawling. But 6-month-olds with lower motor skills might not sit steadily for 30 seconds without support, or roll from their backs to their stomachs. 18-month-olds with low motor skills might not have enough balance to walk backwards or sideways, or stand on one foot for 2 seconds. Normally, walking skills develop between 9 and 12 months, and 18-month-olds walk backwards and upstairs. So with that, we are going for a very short break, but we'll be right back on Good Morning Sri Lanka with more news stories from around the world. Welcome back to the show. Alright, so now breaking a Guinness World Record is something that I'm sure everyone would love to do, and there are so many different ideas that you can come up with to set a record or even to break a record. So we're going to go all the way to Greece and see what some students have been up to in their attempt to break a Guinness World Record. Folding thousands of pieces of paper, Greek students create origami mosaic with a 512 square meter owl made of 52,000 origami flowers with the hopes of breaking Guinness World Records. More than 18,000 students spent 9 hours on Tuesday creating 52,000 origami paper flowers and placing them in the scheme of a large owl in order to break the Guinness World Record for the largest origami mosaic. The project, organized in a gymnasium in Athens, brought students from across the capital to create the 512 square meter mosaic of an owl, the symbol of Athens. According to the Guinness World Records website, the last record in 2013 was a mosaic that measured 451.89 square meters, made of paper houses, and is held by Portugal. Myrto Dimitriou, the only origami teacher in Greece who organized the event, said coordination of 15,000 people was the biggest key to getting the 52,000 paper flowers in place for the mosaic. Dimitriou also organized the 2012 record held by Greece when she organized the construction of a mosaic of the architectural landmark in Thessaloniki city, the White Tower. That mosaic covered an area of 403 square meters, made of 40,000 paper lotus flowers. Before that, the record was held by Hong Kong in 2008. Over the following few days, all the documentation relating to the record attempt will be sent to Guinness, which in turn will then make their decision. There you go. Some very interesting things happening in Greece. They don't want to let that world record go over to Portugal, so they're attempting it once again. And of course, it's always fun to get a few young people, a few thousand young people together and attempt to break a Guinness World Record. So fun things happening there in Greece, but over in the UK, they have a very interesting competition, and this is not to break a Guinness World Record, but it's to do something very interesting. Let's go see something to the effect of the wife carrying championships. There are many things spoken about marriage, but it is often said that working together and supporting each other are crucial in a successful union. And nowhere in the world of non-professional sport is that more true than in the UK wife-carrying championships. The 7th annual edition of the unique and demanding discipline took place on a sunny spring morning in the sleepy town of Dorking, Surrey on Sunday. The weighty sport heralds from Scandinavian tradition, where raiders needed to be swift on their legs to escape when stealing womenfolk from neighboring villages. Although wife theft is now more frowned upon, the carrying tradition itself has evolved into a modern, light-hearted